everyone. Welcome to another episode of College Town Talk. I'm Jonathan Frank.
And I'm Shan Stout.
Shan, it is election season here in Cookeville, and folks are going to be hearing this interview right as early voting wraps up for our August 6th local elections and our state and federal primary election. And we want to remind everyone to get out and exercise their right to vote.
Absolutely. And if you need some extra motivation, the I voted stickers this year are looking extra sharp and pretty cute.
Well, I can't think of anyone better to join us in the lead up to Election Day than today's guest, former Cookeville Mayor Matt Swallows. Matt led our city as mayor from 2010 to 2014, but he's been a part of the Upper Cumberland for decades longer. Matt is a Tennessee Tech graduate and former Golden Eagle football player who serves as president and COO of Swallows Insurance Agency, which is celebrating its 70th anniversary this year. He's also a member of the board of directors for the Cookeville-Putnam County Chamber of Commerce, and Shan, a former weekly host right here at Stonecom Radio, where we record this podcast. Matt, welcome to College Town Talk.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
We've got a lot we want to talk about today, but because it is almost Election Day, I want to start with your time as Cookeville mayor. You know, you were the mayor of Cookeville when I was a tech student.
Oh, gosh. Are you dating me already?
I get this on every podcast.
Wasn't that long ago. But so I remember your time as mayor. A lot of great things happened over those years. What first motivated you to run for that spot on the city council? And when you look back over those years as mayor, what are you most proud of? Okay,
well, I'll go first. What motivated me to do that? I feel like it's good to serve your community in some capacity. I was not I was not enlisted. I was not in the armed forces. I didn't serve that way. So I felt like, okay, what else can I do? I always had an interest in politics. My grandfather was always interested in it. So as a kid, I listened and observed him. So I guess I had a little bit of an interest in it. And I'd always thought, I would love to serve and serve my hometown where I grew up, Livingston, Overton County. And really the only way to do that would be, if I living in Cookeville, would be as state senator. And I thought, I would love to do that one day. That's as high as I can go up and still have a real job, right? Because I didn't want politics to be a career at all. But I wanted to serve. So here I was in 2000, I guess it was 9. I thought, if I'm ever going to do something like that, I need to get some experience. So I decided to run for city council in the 2010 election term. Didn't really know what I was getting into necessarily, but decided to put my name on the ballot and go for it. And so got elected, and I was fortunate enough to get elected and gain some experience that way and loved my time there. It was just wonderful. Honestly, it was great. So 4 years, 2010 to 2014. Mm-hmm. I know a lot happened in that time. It was a big growth period for Cookeville. I mean, do you look back at, you were talking before we started recording about a time when Governor Haslam came to Cookeville. Is there a memory or an accomplishment, something that you consider kind of your signature, something that you're most proud of? That's tough because, we had a lot of grand openings of things. The business park was huge, but guess what? I really had nothing to do with that. It was all the people that came before me that put in the work, not taking anything away from our council. We did our part. We made sure we stuck with it, and we still had to fund it to a degree, right? Dogwood Park, that was open when we were in city council. And again, we probably didn't have a whole lot to do with that other than I just had to welcome people. I got all the good stuff to do out of that stuff. But there was just a lot of stuff done behind the scenes before we got there. It's not about one person. It's about a lot. And the city professionals, Jim Shipley, city manager, they had already done so much that made it easy for us. The announcement of Academy Sports, at the time was the largest distributor in the state of Tennessee when it was announced in August of 2014, actually. And that was huge. And that really changed the face of, I think, the region, because then everything else started coming. The business park started to get busy. Here's one, the fifth interchange. Now that was a game changer for us because it allowed access to the business park. That wasn't scheduled to be open before the business park was. But here's a funny thing, and I tell my kids because my daughter went to Prescott. Jefferson Avenue, the widening of Jefferson Avenue from 40 to 111. That was the number one priority on TDOT's schedule for Cookeville when I was elected in 2010. That didn't get started until I don't know what year, but I think my daughter was a fifth grader.
Yes,
we got to go through that traffic for 4 years. But anyway, just to show you, they put that on the back burner because we asked them to give us the fifth interchange, and they came through and they did it. So some of those things, I can't say we did it. We helped it along. But that's just every time I pass that underneath there going to Nashville or whatever, I think, I remember when this wasn't here, and this was a game changer for Baxter, for Upperman area. I mean, for that end of the county. So those are some of the things I remember.
Well, Matt, I know that, you spoke of, you kind of rode in on the coattails of other people's hard work, but you created your own hard work and legacy that has gone on past your, career in city politics, right? And I think that everyone can kind of see that. Anyone that's ever had a leadership role, they're working towards certain goals that maybe if they go on into a different career, a different path, they don't see the end result except from a distance.
Right.
And I think that, if you are a good leader, if you do a good job, your hard work is benefited by the next person that comes into play.
It is. It really, really is. And that's what we realized. It's not about the next 3, 4, 5 years even. It's what we're doing now. That's 10 years down the road. It's like, when's the best time to plant a tree? Now.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
It's the same thing in politics. Things take time, They take a lot of time, which I found that out when I got elected. I've been in the private sector and then going over there, it's like, when are we going to do this?
Yes. Well, and a great idea that, people just feel like you can, it's kind of like a corporation where they think you just have a checkbook in a drawer.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work that way. You do not have a checkbook in a drawer. You're going through 9 different approvals to get a check cut and mailed to someone. It's a big process, and government is like that as well. And I think the public perception is very different from the reality of how change happens one step at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. And, one of the first things we did, so anything that was going to cost over $5,000 had to have city council approval. And one of the first meetings we were talking about that, I remember I talked to Jim Shipley. I'm like, that's crazy. We need to change that, So we immediately, first thing we did, raise that to $10,000.
Which was smart because that does handcuff you in a lot of ways.
It really does because, you meet twice a month and a lot of times there's 2 readings to get it approved. And we're never going to get anything done if we don't change this, and everybody everybody agreed. It wasn't earth-shattering news or anything, but it was just something that was a little antiquated. Things do take time. And a lot of times for good reason.
Yes,
it's not our money. Checks
and balances, keeping everything in protocol and keeping an eye on every piece. It's all important. But I think the public, if they saw the process play by play, they would be like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Now, not to go down a political rabbit hole, but here we are. But
we're going to, right?
We're going to. I want to dig a little deeper on your time as mayor and get your perspective on a hot topic locally.
Okay.
And that is talking about, we have a unique way of electing our city mayor. There's not a city mayor race on the voters' ballots. And I have this question all the time for people who move here. Rather, candidates run for one of the 5 seats on our city council. The highest vote getter has traditionally been voted by the council as the city mayor for that term. And then our mayoral race is nonpartisan. And that means, of course, candidates do not declare a political party to run. Successful candidates are limited to 2 consecutive terms on the council. And while mayors like you have treated this role in many ways like a full-time job, because, oh my word, it is, no matter what anybody says,
it can be.
It is not officially structured that way. So I'm putting you in the hot seat here. What's your view on how we conduct the business of the mayor's office here in Cookeville? And is there anything that you would change about it?
Okay, it's going to be groundbreaking. No, I would not change a thing.
Oh, wow.
I think it's
fantastic.
Wonderful. I really, really do. The 2 terms, I wish everybody had that. I'll just be honest.
I
think
agree
that's
with
what
that.
I really do. And I hate to go down this path. I think that's what's broken in our political system. Because inevitably somebody makes a decision and a vote based on reelection, whether they tell you they have done it or not, inevitably they have done it.
Oh, sure.
Whether they realize it. So anyway, I love that part. The city, the way it is run, to me, it's a well-oiled machine. Some people probably won't agree with that, but sitting in the seat that I did, they are true professionals who run those departments. Educated, degrees in what they do, and they know what they're doing. And I promise you, they know more than someone newly elected into the council, and you need that. Mm-hmm. So I truly loved it. I like the nonpartisan thing. I like the not running for mayor thing. And the reason being, how many elections, go back in your history of politics or whatever, how many elections have you watched that there's 2 or 3 good candidates, right? That you kind of think, well, man, I kind of like both of them, but I like that one better. Okay, if they put their name on the ballot just for mayor, they don't get to serve if they don't win, right?
True.
But they could be very helpful if they were on the council. So I think you get better candidates overall that way than if you just had to pigeonhole to I'm running for that. Because I'll be honest, I would not have run for mayor. I would have just run for city council. But therefore, it's so funny. I tell everybody the story. If you're not from around here, they don't know how it works. I said, yeah, I was the 5th caller into the radio station. They made me mayor. Can you believe it? But I really do like the system. I think it works. I mean, look, here's what I tell people. Look at our success. It speaks for itself. I mean, 16 years ago, we barely had a business park. Now we can be selective on who we want in there. We wanted anybody back then. Now we're a little more selective, I mean, Home Depot, Walgreens, that's about to open up. I mean, holy cow. I remember when in 2010 we were calling Walgreens. We were trying to get them to understand our demographic. They're like, per capita income with X amount of residents, and if you have to go outside of Cookeville to get the more residents that, according to our studies, and then your per capita income goes down. We're trying to explain to them, but we're different, And at the time they were expanding in Canada. That's what their focus was. They kind of got the logistics wrong there and the supply routes, and they had a lot of shelves going empty because Canada's so big and spread out. So that didn't work out for them. Now they're back here. Now they're here, and it's great. I mean, I think it works. The proof is in the pudding. Granted, we're growing probably a little faster than I would like, but I welcome the growth. I'll say that. So.
Well, Matt, I want to shift gears and talk about your days as a Tennessee Tech student, because you're not just a Tech graduate. You're also, like we said in the introduction, a former Tech football player and a big supporter of the athletic program today. In fact, you recently got an early look at the construction progress on the new Tucker Stadium, which is going to open at our home opener August 29th. We're so excited about that. But you recorded a promo video for Tennessee Tech Athletics. And interesting insight here, Shan. Our social media people were looking at the view count and the analytics and the engagement for all these videos. We've had all these community leaders that have come to the stadium and done like a hard hat, promo video. And Amy New did it, Butch Wilmore did it, Buffy Key did it. All these great people. They said the best performing video so far is Matt Swallows' video. So people were very happy to hear from him. But
so we're expecting this podcast to blow up.
The bar must be low.
but what are some of your memories playing for the Golden Eagles, and what does it mean to you to see Tech Athletics and the football program specifically entering this new era, the stadium, the SoCon, a lot of excitement right now?
Again, look, I have chills. I really do. It's hard for me not to get a little emotional about it, but I just think right now, Tennessee Tech, the Upper Cumberland, Cookeville, whatever you want to call it, is in a wonderful, wonderful position. And the momentum that Tennessee Tech has, their football program, you saw what they did last year. Now all of a sudden we got this new stadium we're walking into, and this new conference,
which is beautiful.
This conference that is known. I mean, they're strong. It couldn't be better timing. It really couldn't. From what I've seen going through school there, and now in the public sector, and then private sector, Tennessee Tech is so important to this entire region. I mean, we're the best kept secret in the state of Tennessee. This whole region is. I've said that. So now I've said it so much, I need to be quiet about it. But it's the economic driver. and in a predominant area that's not known for its economic vitality, right? Is that safe to say? Probably not. So that's for Tennessee Tech to step up right now with their facilities and their athletics. I know some people, it's just a game. Well, no, it's not. It's an economic driver. There's studies out there that show you if a college athletics are successful, the economy thrives. Home prices go up, demand goes up. It's facts.
It's absolute.
I mean, it's in black and white.
In tourism, we see see that economic driver. The impact of sports tourism and college athletics are its own category under tourism because we see the economic impact on a regular basis.
It couldn't be a better time right now than to be. I mean, it's funny. I was just texting some college roommates that don't live here anymore but played football, and hey. You got any? You want to come up this year? The stadium's new. Yeah, absolutely. So okay, let me know because I'll get us tickets or whatever. So there's just some excitement there, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. So.
Well, Matt, just as Tech is marking a major milestone with the renovations of Tucker Stadium, and it is gorgeous, and we are so excited about it. You had another milestone in your life with the 70th anniversary of Swallows Insurance Agency. Now, we've known each other for a long time, and for our listeners who may not know, the agency was founded by your grandfather in 1956. And, I mean, to have businesses that have a legacy like that are few and far between. You just joined, graduating from Tech in 1999, and you came on board with the agency. So this really is a story about multiple generations of your family building a business, serving your neighbors in the Upper Cumberland. So my question is, what does it mean to you to be a part of that legacy? What did you learn from watching your father and grandfather about building a business that stands the test of time? Because that is the goal for most businesses. They want to stand the test of time.
Again, I can't take credit for a lot of that. My grandfather and my dad, I mean, to me, they're the smartest businessmen I know. I mean, as I'm assuming a lot of children say about their parents, right? But learned a lot. I learned how important it is to do business locally as much as you possibly can. They're our customers.
And you do. Let's just clarify. We're both on the YMCA board. And Swallows Insurance, you guys open your doors to let us be able to have board meetings there. You do a lot of that for the community. You're giving back. You're helping every way you can. And being that community partner is part of that legacy. And so I think that you first have to give to be able to ask for the community to support you. And you guys live by that model in real time. Well,
I just think it's important to give back to your community that provides such a wonderful life, not just to me, but to the folks that work in our buildings. That's what I tell them. I say, listen, I'm not doing an insurance commercial here, but, we're just a promise that we're going to be there. You give us a lot of money and hey, we're going to be there. So it's important for us to be out there in the community and for us to be giving back. So when folks know that, hey, when there's a tornado that comes through in 2020 and wipes out so many structures and people who lost lives, that we were there. We were there helping them build back.
These were your friends. These were your neighbors.
Yes. I mean, one of them was the administrator front desk at City Hall when I was mayor. She lost her life. So, also I tell young people, because insurance isn't the most glamorous, right? But it's stable. And, this day and time, kids say, oh, I want to change the world. I want to give back. I want to do something powerful. And I said, well, if you're there in that time of need for somebody, sometimes it may be their biggest loss they've ever had in their entire life, and you're able to comfort them and help them build back. That's powerful. That's strong.
True.
So, but I'm just glad. I'm so proud of our group. We just have a lot of great employees, a lot of great team members. I call them family members. And I'm just glad that we can serve our community, and just excited, maybe the next 70 years, who knows? I won't be around for all those.
That's okay. It's just like being city mayor. You're just building something for the next person.
Yeah. It's so funny. We have some younger folks, and every time I hire somebody, I always say, hey, when we hire you, we want you to retire from here. And a few years ago, I hired some young lady. She was in her 20s, and I said that, and I said, hold on, let me back up. I hope you retire from here. I don't know that I'll be here because I'm so old now.
Matt, you were talking about giving back to the community, and another way you do that, or that you did that for a number of years, was you hosted a weekly radio show for about 3 years right here at Stonecom Radio, the same place where we are recording today and that graciously carries our podcast as a radio program on Sunday afternoons. So what were some of the highlights of that side hustle for you? Did you have a favorite or maybe a most memorable guest?
So I guess real quick, I end up interviewing a lot of the local politicians, and I'm from Overton County, right? And at the time, I interviewed the county mayor and and Livingston city mayor, and I just so happened to graduate high school with them, both of them.
That's amazing.
And one of them is one of my best friends since first grade, Curtis Hayes, Livingston city mayor. He's since retired. Since he's retired, I call him old. But anyway, I just thought that was neat. 1993 Livingston Academy graduates, me interviewing them, former mayor of Cookeville with the current mayor of Livingston and the current Overton County mayor. I thought that was pretty neat. So
That's amazing.
That's been a fun thing on this. I mean, I know both of us, Shan. I'm thinking of Bella Rigsby
Yes.
that you've known since she was a child. We got to interview her. There's somebody at the counseling center at Tech, Ben Higgins, that I went to high school with. We got to interview him, and that's always a fun thing when you to interview, to have a conversation in a setting like this with somebody you've known for a long time.
And it makes you feel really old when you remember them as a baby and you're sitting here interviewing them as the senior in
I just
college.
said 1993, right?
I know. I feel it, Matt, in my
Go
bones.
Hog Eye, by the way.
Now, finally, Matt, we always end each interview on this podcast with the same question. What is one way that Tennessee Tech has impacted your life?
Well, I mean, it's hard. That's hard to answer. It's because it's ongoing. I mean, I see the importance of Tennessee Tech as I get older, more so even than when I was getting an education there. Maybe I took that for granted because I was going to go get an education, and Tennessee Tech has always been there. I didn't realize the importance that it had for the entire region. So it not only is it important for me and my family, but it's so many other families in this region that it props up. Offers jobs, offers education. Offers entertainment. I mean, tourism. It's just a wonderful institution, and I love the fact that it's right here in the middle of the Upper Cumberland, and we can call it our own.
Great answer.
A very great answer. Matt, thank you so much for being our guest today on College Town Talk.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
And for our listeners, if you're enjoying our show and hearing from local leaders like Matt Swallows, would you do us a favor and leave a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get this podcast? It all helps to spread the word about the great things happening right here in Cookeville.
And we'll meet you back here again next week for more conversations with the people who make Cookeville Tennessee's college town.
College Town Talk is presented by Tennessee Tech University in partnership with the Cookeville-Putnam County Convention and Visitors Bureau and Stonecom Radio. Your hosts are Jonathan Frank and Shan Stout, and original music is performed by Andrew Buckner. Visit us online at tntech.edu/collegetowntalk.